Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers sitting out there. Through my channel, Love Life Literature, we means I and my daughter Debolina, decided to do a different shot and celebrate Mother's Day in a unique way. In the morning, I thought of reading out a poem or a story maybe related to the maternal bonding, but on a second thought, we both decided we should take a different shot. Therefore, I bring to you today two different women from history, belonging to two different countries, two different cultures, art, yet very, very humane as far as the fundamental basic relationships are concerned. One, to begin with, is the iconic Sarojini Naidu, the freedom fighter, the nationalist leader, and the poetess, also known as the Nightingale of India.
On the other hand, I would be reading out a letter by Frieda Kahlo, the iconic Mexican artist who, apart from a multifaceted life, has faced many adversities and is well known for a self-portrait. We would see a peep into her life as a daughter.
Same with Sarojini Naidu. We all know her and have read her as a massive integral part of the nationalist movement. But I would make you see and look at her as a mother. Imagine a mother's plight who is so much involved in such a movement, but at the same time thinks and is anxious about her little girl. Sarojini Naidu had a daughter named Leelamani Naidu. She wrote a letter to her from Paris. I'm going to read out that letter to you tonight. My beloved child, this is my last night in Europe, in this great foreign arrogant continent where through my song and speech and struggle, I have won a place for India. Now, I am glad to set my face homewards once more to serve India with speech and song and struggle. The one poignant regret I have is that I leave you behind, alone, you with your brave, beautiful, rebellious, ignorant youth, you with your passionate temperament, so audaciously sure of itself, its aims, its innocence, its lofty ideals and lively desires and dreams, and yet so threatened with perils and pitfalls, all the more to be feared because you're so fearless, so impatient to tender counsel born of bitter experience. My little girl, how I have tried to shield and guard you, to save you from the suffering and delusions arising out of your own eager self. When you have resented what you thought was an attempt to curb and control and hamper you, I assure you, my darling, there was nothing but the purest, most deepest comprehending mother love, trying to safeguard you from the results of your own impetuous and vivid nature and impulses. It is because I want to protect you from suffering, such as I had to endure in my youth because my temperament and ideas were different. They are different from what the world accepts and understands. That I tried to guide you, and you must find and realize your own soul in the infinity of its own loneliness, my child. Only remember that you are an Indian girl, and that puts upon you a heavier burden than if you were an English girl born to a heritage of freedom. You must recognize the responsibility of your Indian womanhood. Nothing in your speech or action should cause the progress of Indian women to suffer. Nothing in yourself should give room for wretched, reactionary slave minds to say, this comes of giving too much education and freedom to our women. Think it over, my darling. You are not free. One is, in the sense of being a law unto yourself, in defiance to all existing tradition in our country. For freedom is the heaviest bondage in one sense, since it entails duties, responsibilities, and opportunities from which slaves are immune. And the ampler the liberty, the narrower the right to shine And you, my friend of delight, you must shine as a foremost gem. You have in you all the true seeds of goodness. Be great, my little child. Fulfill yourself nobly in accordance with all the profound and beautiful impulses and ideals of your nature, and may God prosper you in all things. I love you, my baby. You will never know how dearly and with what anxious, yearning tenderness I miss you. How you would have loved the Mount Carmel, and how glad I am to have had that brief, happy interlude before I take upon myself the grave problems and perplexities that await me in India. Well, good night, my little puppy, and goodbye. You are the guardian of my jewel of delight. Beware. Be faithful to your trust and keep the treasure of your soul incorruptible. Your mother. My boat sails at noon tomorrow. I instantly could relate with Sarojini Naidu, the mother. How anxious we are at times when we are far away from our children. And all that a mother can do is to pray and yearn for her child's well-being. Over to Debolina.
So I would be reading out Frieda's letter to her mom, whom she adoringly called Mamacita Linda. Now, a little personal note. A lot of times when I'm in college and I come back from college, or probably I've had a rough day, I just look forward to come home and tell my mom all about it. It may be the most simplest of nitty-gritties in my life, probably a good gossip in college or something like that, or something which has been bothering me. And one thing you would see which resonates with this letter of Frieda is the same thing, how simple and basic a letter can actually be. Mamacita Linda, your letter just arrived at this moment. I don't know what could have become of the letter with the money enclosed. I hope it isn't lost. If it is, we are really in bad shape. I'm sure it's just late. We haven't lost any letters so far. The problem is that the mail gets picked up here on a very irregular schedule. Pray to God that it gets to you. It was quite a chore for me to send it to you in the first place. I am very happy to hear that everyone has been so well. Has my poor papa had any work? I tried to make crepes, but they came out like drunkards' vomit. I made a mess of turning them over and they were raw in the middle. It's useless for me to try to dedicate myself to cooking. I do it so poorly and I ruin everything. I think the best course of action is to wait. Wait until I get back to Mexico, where you can teach me. Diego is fine. He's working day and night like a slave, but I think he'll finish the first fresco soon. In any case, we've been here for 3 months, and during another 3, I would continue missing you so much. I am painting again. I have made 6 pictures, and everyone has liked them. The weather here is much better now than we arrived when we were in San Francisco. There are flowers everywhere and we have lots of sunshine. But the sea breeze is humid and I have a cough that doesn't want to quit. My foot is fine and my back is better. I get tired all the time like before. But I don't feel quite depressed as I used to. At least I can paint. Write to me from time to time. Don't be mean. You can't imagine the happiness that arrives with your letters. How is poor Uncle Pepe coming along? Give my best hugs to Grandma as well. You can't imagine how sorry I am to have lost one of my most beautiful earrings. I'll try to find something to make a replacement, but I think it's a bit difficult. This hotel is quite good, but very expensive. We pay $175 a month, but Diego prefers to pay a bit more rather than stay in some clumsy hovel far from where he's painting. And I, for once, agree. Don't stay alone for long periods of time, Ma, and be sure to go out and have some fun on Sundays, even if it's only at the grubby little movie theater in town. Otherwise, you'll get bored. Well, my Linda, I'm sending you millions of kisses and my enormous affection. I'm sending the same to Papa and Kitty as well. Take good care of yourself, Ma. And meanwhile, your Freda sends you a million kisses. So this just speaks to you on another level. It's like you can achieve anything in life. You can be whoever you want. But at the end of the day, everyone, each one of us, craves and wants to come back home to your mother.
Absolutely. And that was the way we decided to celebrate